Hey everybody, we're playing Hogwarts Legacy and we're running one of Sebastian's side missions here. So this is when Sebastian and Ominous are talking about going into the Slytherin dungeon here. Alright, so we're going to make our way into the Slytherin dungeon. In order to open the gate to the dungeon, you have to light those 3 candles there. And then you're going to just go on down. Once you get down here, there are some gates, okay? So these gates have dials associated with them, and once you spin those dials in the appropriate manner, they will open the gates. So after you're down inside here, you're gonna have some dialogue with Ominous and Sebastian, and then you're going to go into this next room here after Ominous opens it up with his parcel tongue. Once you're inside here, there will be those gates that I was talking about, and it's pretty obvious that there are symbols on the gates and then symbols on the dials, so you have to match them up. But the dials have specific gates that they match up with, so you have to find the dial that matches up with the gate and then match up the symbols on the dial with the gate in question. Alright, so what you'll notice on the dial here is that there's a snake there. If you don't complete the spins in the appropriate amount of time, the snake will jump out and bite you and take away a little bit of your health. Not a huge deal. Lumos will help you here too because it's pretty dark down inside here. But you'll notice here, almost immediately I recognized that on the first gate there wasn't any marking. There were symbols, but there weren't markings on the symbols, right? So you see the symbol here. On the other gate, one of them was scratched through. It's meant to be a little more difficult for you at that point because it's not obvious what the symbol is. But just to show you here, this is the first gate. This one's relatively easy because it's not scratched through on the gate. You're just going to match these symbols up. Once you match the symbols up, it's going to open up the gate. That one was easy. We did it in enough time. The snake didn't bite us. But I do want to show you what that interaction looks like. So we're going to go over to the next gate here, make our way over. There are 2 more gates. You can light these torches next to it if you don't want to use your Lumos spell the whole time, or if you just want to make it a little easier to see the dials that way too. So you'll want to light that candle just so that you can see these dials here. And I wasn't sure which gate I was trying to open here. I had just found another dial, so I'm just spinning this and then the snake jumped out at me. So that's what happens if you don't hit it soon enough. We're going to go back to see if we can find the gate that matches up with this snake here. But like I said, there are 3 total. We're looking for 2 other gates. That one's a little bit hidden, and I think the idea, just as far as development is concerned, was to put that snake in a spot where it wasn't obvious where the next gate was, right? So you open up the first gate and there's nothing in there except for another snake. You have to crawl under this other gate to get into this 3rd snake area, or 3rd for me, I guess, because I found the other one already. So the only other gate you can open is this one. And this one corresponds to this open gate and the snake here on this side. So this snake closest to that gate will open that gate, if that makes sense. At any rate, this should be easy enough once you know what you're actually doing. So the first snake is right next to the first gate. The second snake is underneath that half open gate here. And then that opens that second closed gate. And then obviously the 3rd snake we already found, and then this is the 3rd gate that corresponds to that snake. So once I'm done fiddling around in this section here, we're going to move over, find the symbols that we need. This one's a little etched out as well, okay, or scratched out, the bottom one, but it's pretty obvious what it is. I tend to just remind myself. The top one looks like a lazy drawn fish, and then the bottom one is a triangle looking thing, right? So I'm gonna run over to the snake here. Top one is gonna be that fish looking thing, and then the bottom one I'm just gonna continue to spin until obviously I get the right one. So this isn't that difficult, these gates where it's etched out just a little bit or scratched out, because the other one is obvious. And so since there are only 2, as long as you have one, you can simply just spin the other one as long as you're doing it fast enough to where the snake won't bite you first. But you can spin it as many times as you need to until you get the right one. So hopefully this helps you guys out. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we will catch you next time.